What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Let's talk about Microsoft Edge on Android and iOS. It's almost like the Twilight Zone. If you've been a Microsoft fan for so long, you're so used to them and the old regime just sort of locking everything down into an ecosystem, which is kind of what everyone else does, right? Like Apple does the same thing with the iTunes Store, the music, the iMessage, Google likewise. Everyone wants you in their own ecosystem. And part of what I love about the new Microsoft is they're kind of the only company that's out there, and they're giving you their services wherever you are. You know, there's a lot to be said for that. And this Microsoft Edge on Android and iOS is the perfect example of that. And I guess, you know, we're not in the browser war era anymore. And the browser wars, man, they were like the original console wars. It was just messy for so long. You know, Microsoft had Internet Explorer it was as popular as it was because it was the default option in your OS. And then you had Firefox that was so much more powerful, but it had with the ability to have add-ons and all that good stuff. But it then became super slow and clunky. And then you had Chrome, super lightweight, super secure, embracing the future with HTML5 and all of that stuff. And then for a while, Chrome was it. And now Chrome is indeed... Chrome is a monster. Like in today's world, if you hit Control-Alt-Delete, launch your task manager, look at the amount of resources that Chrome uses. It is wild. So I say this to give credence to Edge because I've been monitoring my usage, and Edge is actually better performing on Windows 10, believe it or not. And you know, it's just something to know. Some people may not like to hear it. Oh, you're out of control. Yeah, it is what it is, man. But the technical way that Microsoft did this, I like that they didn't push themselves and oh, we got to make our own this and that. No, in fact, they couldn't, because when you look at Android or iOS, if you want to make a browser, you have to sort of piggyback on the framework that's already there. So what that means is that the Edge on iOS is actually using the rendering engine from Safari, but it's skinned different. It's got a different UI and some different features. And also on Android, it's using the rendering engine from Chrome, but it's skinned a little different. So I kind of like that approach. I like that because it keeps it native. It keeps it very well performing. I like that Microsoft didn't go out of their way to sort of come up with their own rendering engine, all that madness. Like, forget all that. Just do what you got to do. Now, keeping those two things in mind is that the one on Chrome, the one on Android is actually Chrome reskinned, and the one on iOS is actually Safari reskinned. You may say, well, what good is it to me? Well, as a Windows 10 user, there's a lot of features in there that I love. First of all, I love the ability to have my password sync because I use Edge and Chrome in duality. So a lot of the lifestyles work for and the brands I do in Chrome, because I then share those accounts and passwords with Tawan and Snow and Edgar so they can log in and do whatever they need to do. But in Edge, all of my personal stuff, my personal passwords, banking, all that stuff saved in Edge. So I separate the two for me, and I quite enjoy it that way. Now, when it comes to how this benefits me on iOS and Android, I can launch the Edge version on either and have my passwords and autofill already there. Wow, that's super convenient. And then there's also this nice option of continue on a PC where you can be looking or reading something and you could just send it straight to your PC or your laptop. I think that's pretty cool. I really like the execution here. I like that Microsoft is continuing this consumer focus because I'm a huge OneDrive fan. All of my life is on OneDrive, and I can access that anywhere. I use OneNote religiously. I live and die by OneNote. I can access that anywhere. Used to use Wunderlist. Recently, Microsoft just They bought Wunderlist, and now the fruits of that is coming to nature with Windows To Do, I think it's called. So I use Windows To Do on the PC and on my phones. So it's good to see the last piece of the puzzle, my browser, also being available wherever I am. I'm thankful for that. I think that's dope. Let's clap and applaud Microsoft for that. But this does lead to that fantasy I have that Microsoft will just stop fooling around and make a Surface phone running Android. Like I just, I look at the Razer phone, and I was just like, this is so much dope about the Razer phone. The specs are dope, the design is dope. It's unapologetically square and black and itself. I love it. And I was like, wow, that could be the Surface phone. Just running a vanilla version of Android with all the Microsoft suite on there. We could be onto something. Come on, Microsoft, make it happen. Make it happen. My name is Ramon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace. Well, I guess. And the reason we started Lifestyles Defined is because if we weren't on camera arguing about these things, the technologies, the phones, the iPhones, the Androids, the cameras, the games, we'd be on the phone arguing about it. We'd be in each other's houses arguing about it. So why not just put it in front of a camera for everyone to enjoy it the way we do? That's what Lifestyles Defined is all about. We just